Hi folks, Ed Schneider with Kansas Trapline Products, bringing you this new YouTube video. Today, before I get into it, I want to do a shout out to all the healthcare workers and to especially, and they're getting their just due amount of press and everything because they've been working awfully hard and everything. Number one, I want to hope that your family is healthy. I hope that your friends are healthy, and I hope your economic situation is better, as good as it can be expected during this situation. I know it's tough for everybody out there, and anyway, my heart goes out to you because it is a trying time. It is a difficult time for everybody. I want to also thank the folks that are on the front lines in non-traditional ways. That we thank a policeman, and we also thank the nurses and doctors, and shout out to them. That's great. Really enjoy everything that they're doing. But especially I want to talk about the food processors right now, and also I want to talk about the people delivering, the UPS, the postal people. The way we're getting our products today is, through the mail. You'll have to excuse me. We got a heck of a storm going on behind us out here, and it's raining cats and dogs. So anyway, today's video is about is looking at an area of a center pivot. Now my partner Richard Johnson does a great job on getting in a set, and it's a very difficult ground that he's working with. You're on the trap line, you start a set, and then what happens? Doggone it, the rocks are in the way, or the hard pan is too hard, and all the above. Well, Richard talks about why he's at this center pivot location. This ground is a little rolling, nothing too loud. We just had an alarm go off here. But nothing too drastic like many of you have, but it's a little rolling, very featureless, other than the center pivot, natural circle type of a scenario. So anyway, he talks about that. In another spot, you'll see where I caught it. Actually, it was Richard's set. Richard set this up in the wheat field, so I decided I'd make this kind of a Richard Day type of a deal. And we catch a nice coyote at that set in this wheat field, where it comes along a waterway into a fence line. I think it's a. And here we're doing an RJ set. Now Richard's kind of doing a bypass in the center pivot type of an area. I think it's kind of important to see how to make lemonade out of lemons, right? So take a good look at it. I think between the two different types of bait type of sets, I think they're good to use on the trap line. Location's key. More than anything, we're setting up on sign, and I want you to understand that we're not just setting there because it feels good. We're setting there because we actually see where coyotes are running it. It's a different looking type of an area. Many of us don't have this type of ground, and so I think you'll be pleasantly surprised to see how this turns out for him. And it's a good video. I appreciate everybody watching. Hey, if you like what you see, or please share the video, click subscribe, and hit the little bell for notifications so you can continue to see the rest of these videos as we come on. I keep making them, trying to offer opportunities for you guys to learn. Maybe you can get a good tickle out of us sometimes when things don't go our way, but happy to have you along the trap line. Hey, you guys be safe, be healthy, and good luck to you as we get this coronavirus heading the right way, as we are all going back to work very soon.
An RJ set here. The ground is kind of cakey when I took my spade to dig out my trench. So I said the heck with that. I just made a mess here and a mess here. And I'm making a walk through between these two little mounds with my scat. My trap's already bedded here, just slightly lower, just a little bit lower. I'll put urine on the scat, about 8 inches from the trap pan center. I've got a couple stepping clods here, but then in this mess here I put just a little bait underneath that big clod. So he'll work around here, and it should work just like a walk-through set. It's just a little different look. It's a little change up. But when things don't work just quite right, you modify it. So we'll see what happens.
Well, Richard, I think you got one jumping down there.
Yeah. Look at him go.
Yeah.
That was the set where I had trouble making it into an RJ, so I made it into a walkthrough set.
Yeah. There he is. Let me pull this thing to a stop. We'll get a look at it. It is. That's a nice coyote. Very nice coyote. We'll get on out and take a look at it.
Well, we got a nice coyote here. This is the set where I tried to make an RJ in this newly seeded wheat. It was just all cakey and crumbly. And I eventually made a little trench with some bait underneath the clods. And I put a few clods on this side and I made a walkthrough set. So it wasn't my first plan, but you modify it to where you think you can make something like this work. And this is a big fella here. He's growly. Good pad catch. You just walked right through where the two piles of clods were, and I had a little scat there, 8 inches from the pan, and he hit that trap pan dead center. So
what drew you to this location?
Well, it's kind of a funnel area. Pivots, and of course we scout and look for tracks, and sure enough there was tracks, and it's just a good textbook location, and there was tracks there, and we get right to work on those places and set them up. So
all right, well, good.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, we have this coyote put down, and I'm going to remake this RJ set. A lot of nice visibility when you're out here. A lot of nice visibility. Oh, he didn't do an RJ set at all, I don't think. Nope, he got her. It's an RJ set. Just filled it all in. That's what he did. Drag this stuff out. Just leave some of this dirt back here. You gotta, Richard was talking to me yesterday, and you know, he was adamant of telling me you gotta make sure your set is deep enough to convince them to come down, to take that step, that this is the only logical way for them to get in. And I'll show you this. I'm not going to leave you in the dark, but you see how much dirt we're moving. You got to push things in, narrow it up. You've seen me do the RJ set. You've seen, if you watch any of my other videos anyway. And there we go. Nice and deep. Go ahead and get our spot for our pan, our trap bed. Yeah, this is just perfect out here. We're about 26 degrees. A lot of dry dirt on top of the ground. If you end up ever coming to Kansas, or if you're already a resident of Kansas, you know, you get into western Kansas and you get a nice 4 to 6 inches of top dirt where the moisture is. It's kind of fluffy, and it works really well. Then you got a bed yet. You got to put that stake in the ground. You hit hard pan. And I tell you, they haven't had a rain for a while, a significant rain.
a significant rain to pull that off. So I tell you, it can get awful hard. We got to pull these traps someday, and boy, we're not looking forward to that. This was Richard's set, and we split up when we run the lines. He'll run half the lines, I run half of them, so they get tented every day. And he uses a Bridger number 3 dogless. Real sweet trap. Works well, does the business just right. I'm going to show you this before I cover everything totally up. Landscape fabric. Already cut it into the 100-foot strip, because 100 feet roll. And what I did was I cut in the 100-feet strip, tied it up to my fence out in the pasture or hayfield, and just let it blow. And it was out there for 30 days. Helped get rid of that scent. I haven't had any problems with the animals digging up these traps on my flat sets, Mafias. It's been working fine. But you got to let it air out, I think. And let me get a little dirt on it before I bring the camera over here. There we go. Just something to kind of bed that trap. I'm going to show you what I got. Then I'll put it back. Whoop. And then I caught the thing. There we go. Let me show you what I got going here. And I'll bring that over. Get that out of our way. Because I know you want to see this. So going at it, there's my trap. You know, I'm, gosh, I don't know, 3.5 inches down from my trap. Notice how the sides are built up high. I'm a good spade length down. I'll put my bait and lure down in the bottom, looking out from above. But a real nice set. And I'm going to move. See this dirt over here? This side needs to be, this is one of his access areas. This is one of this kind of, Richard calls it opening the door. And going to be open from here, to the back side of the hole. Build up along the edges. Doesn't take long to dig them. Very good. Look at that coyote. Isn't he a beauty? I mean, just perfect in the quality of the fur. Everything's good. So let me go and finish this setup. I'm going to put the camera back. Make sure we got it right. There we go. Okay. Just take that extra slag, build up on the sides, take the loose dirt, and blend that in. I only want, and I'll show you this too, I want a low spot. So I build it up over the jaws. That's how Richard had showed me to do it, and I'm kind of a creature of habit. If it's working, why mess with it, right? And make sure it's solid. Yep. Everything's good. You gotta still have them solid. Step down dirt holes. You don't have to worry as much about things being solid because as much, not saying it doesn't count, but if you position the animal's foot with a little guiding, they're going to step right where you want, and their weight balance is off, so they're going to, just like you and I, if we're going down the stairs and we start to commit ourselves, we're going to be committed. That's just the way that is. Okay, I got that covered. I don't want them stepping here, moving some of these clods of dirt. I don't want them stepping right here. I can even use the straw. Craig's, if you read Hoofbeats of a Woofer, he talks about don't step here sticks. Well, these, just straw will work too. And it'll guide them. Maybe something over the, I don't want them stepping on the jaw there. And I'll put a little bit right here. And I'm going to show you this. Let me lure it up. This way I can call it done. There it is. Thought I lost my bait a second here. Using Flint Hills Red Fox for my bait. I put a little bit in the hole, and then I smear a little bit on the side, just a little bit. The main reason is my bait is in a hole, and I'm realistic about the idea of that getting out into the air current. Just a pinch of wool as a convincer, let them know, give them a little bit of excitement down there. And last but not least, as a longer call, I'm going to use my Oklahoma Suicide Sauce. This is it's been a real good one for me. It's been a good one for a lot of trappers. I sell a lot of this every year. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'm using about that much. And I'm going to smear it high but inside. I don't want them to get to it. I don't want them rolling in it. It's cool enough temperatures now. Oklahoma is going to work very well. I'm going to show you my set, how my guiding is, and let you see how that floats. And there we go. There's my guiding. I got my straw here on the dead part of the trap. I got a couple of clods right there. I'm telling him I want him to step in this zone. That is lower than any other place on it. My wool's deep down in the hole. It's a completed set. We're ready for the next coyote.